Hey guys, wanted to make a quick video. I think I'm going to title this one How to Play Port Any Two-Stroke. We've got, you can see a couple of heads sitting here, and there's a reed block and assorted hardware and whatnot. It goes to the engine, and in this little box here we've got the bottom main bearing from this is an outboard motor. It's an Evinrude or Johnson 115 or 140 depending on what year model. This piece is a little air steering guy to help guide. It's an air guide, I guess, help guide air into the transfer ports. We'll be looking at that quite a bit later after I get the block back. Right now the block is gone. I'm getting some work done to it. My dad rebuilt this engine a couple years ago, and his bore guy set it up way too loose, and oftentimes you got to go with what your machinist says, because he's the one talking to the piston manufacturer, or if he's good at what he does, he'll be talking to the engine manufacturer, getting online or something, getting some good information. But this one lunched you can see got a little bit of carnage going on in that head. It hung a ring and then ran for a good long time after that, and then hung another ring. We've got a piston here, a little bit of, let's see if we get some good light on this. A little bit of carnage going on here. This side don't look so bad. That side, kind of rough. No ring at all. The ring was completely missing from two pistons from one side of this engine. I don't know which side. This was obviously one from the other side. Let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, this one's hammered up pretty damn good. And notice that right there. That's a motherfucker, boys. That'll screw you big times. What happened with this engine, this is my uncle's engine, and my cousin, his son, often drives the boat. And when he is driving, this engine never has started well. It's an older Johnson Evinrude motor. It's an older engine, and this one's actually so old that they rated this at 140 because they took flywheel horsepower ratings in these days. And this engine's actually a 115 if you rate it at the prop. They kept making this engine for quite a long time. Obviously it's a decent design, fairly long-lived. But we're going to get in here and we are going to change a bunch of stuff. We're going to do a whole bunch of what may seem like intimidating port work, and it's really not going to be. This is just going to be the first video, kind of introduce you to all these chunks of this engine. I really wish that I could have gotten the disassembly and gotten you a picture of the whole, what the thing looks like as a whole, but my father tore it down to see what the damage was and then sent the block off a day later, so I didn't get much chance at it. But we are going to do a bunch of dremeling and mostly hand filing. But this is your introduction to the Evinrude V4 115 or 140 horse engine. And the next video, hopefully we'll have the block back, and we're going to start working on some exhaust and intake port work, not necessarily intake but transfer port work, and get in there and show you how to do a play port. We're not going to affect any of the port timings. With boat engines, you screw with the port timing on a boat motor. If you don't know exactly what you're doing, you're going to have a terribly unsatisfied customer. Whether it lives or not is irrelevant. It likely will overheat or not run right if you get in and start hacking on port windows without knowing some serious info. That's pretty much all of it. And my bench has got a 4-stroke engine torn apart on it. It's I think it's a 306 out of an old Ford someone else put together in a sandbox of an engine room. Right now our engine room is filthy. I'd never assemble an engine in here, and you'll see when we do assemble the engine, if we do it in here, it'll look a little different than it does right now. So until I get a block back from a machine shop, we're not going to have much to talk about. So when I get the block back, that'll be my next video. Thanks for watching.